Hi, and welcome to the Daily English Podcast. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. This is the place where you learn real English, slow and clear, one day at a time. Today's episode is for anyone who understands English, but freezes when it's time to speak. If you've ever said to yourself, "I know the words, but I can't say them out loud. I feel nervous when I speak to native speakers. What if I make a mistake and people laugh at me? My English is not good enough to speak confidently." Then this episode is for you. Let me tell you something important, something that many learners never hear. You don't need perfect grammar to speak English. You don't need a perfect accent. You don't even need long, complicated words. What you really need is confidence. Confidence is what allows you to speak even when you're nervous. Confidence is what helps you try, even when you make mistakes. Confidence is what helps you keep going, even when it feels hard. Here's the truth. Native speakers don't care if your grammar is perfect. Most people are happy to hear you try. Mistakes are not failure. They are practice. And every confident speaker once felt scared too. I know this because I've seen it in students, in friends, and in myself. So today, I'm going to help you do 3 things. Understand why speaking confidently is more important than speaking perfectly. Learn powerful techniques that will help you speak English with confidence. Practice real sentences that you can use today, slowly and clearly. If you've been afraid to speak, if you've been waiting to feel ready, this is your sign to stop waiting and start speaking. Confidence doesn't come after fluency. Confidence builds fluency. So grab your headphones, find a quiet space, and let's talk about how to finally speak English with confidence. Part 1. Why most learners feel afraid to speak. Let's begin by understanding something very real. Most people who learn English feel afraid to speak. And you're not alone. You can study grammar. You can understand vocabulary. You can watch movies, read books, and even write well. But when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. Your heart beats faster. You say nothing, or just one short sentence. Why does this happen? Let me tell you. Reason 1, fear of making mistakes. This is the most common reason. You're afraid that if you speak, you'll make a mistake. You'll say something wrong. And then what? Maybe someone will laugh. Maybe they'll correct you in front of others. Maybe they won't understand you. This fear is strong. So what do most learners do? They stay silent. But here's the truth. Mistakes are normal. Native speakers make mistakes too. They forget words. They use the wrong grammar. They fix it and keep going. So you must understand this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try. Reason 2, thinking too much before speaking. Let me guess, when you want to say something in English, your brain starts building the sentence in your native language. You try to make it perfect in your head, and by the time you're ready to speak, the moment is gone. You feel frustrated. You think, why is it so hard? This happens because you're trying to translate instead of speak naturally. The solution? Practice thinking in English. Use simple phrases during the day. I'm going to the store. It's hot outside. I need to call my friend. Small, simple sentences. Every day. This builds your speaking muscles. Reason 3, negative thoughts. Confidence isn't only about English. It's about what you say to yourself. If your mind says, "My English is bad. People will laugh at me. I'll never be fluent," then your body listens. You become nervous. you speak less, and the fear grows. But if you say, "It's okay to make mistakes. Every sentence I speak is progress. I'm getting better every day," your body relaxes. You take more risks. You feel more confident. So, be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself the way you'd speak to a friend. Reason 4, no speaking practice. This one is simple. You're afraid to speak because you don't practice speaking. You watch videos. You study grammar. You read books. But you don't speak out loud. And speaking is a skill, like playing football or learning to swim. You only improve by doing. Even if you talk to yourself in the mirror, that counts. Even if you record your voice and listen back, that counts. You don't need a native speaker to begin. You need your voice. Final thought for this part. Confidence doesn't mean you're never nervous. It means you speak even when you are. And the more you do it, the less fear you'll feel. You don't need to wait for confidence to arrive. Confidence is something you build, day by day, one word at a time. Part 2. Practical techniques to build real speaking confidence. Now that we understand why many learners feel afraid to speak English, it's time to focus on how to become confident. The good news is, you don't need to wait for confidence to magically appear. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build with the right habits and mindset. Let me share some powerful techniques that helped many learners speak English with more confidence. Technique 1. Shadowing practice daily. One of the most effective tools for building confidence is shadowing. What is shadowing? It means listening to a short sentence in English and repeating it out loud, exactly as you hear it, tone, rhythm, and pause. You don't translate. You don't pause to think. You copy the speaker like an echo. For example, you listen. "I'm going to the market." You say right after, "I'm going to the market." Start with short, clear podcasts or videos like this one. Repeat 2 to 3 minutes a day. Do this every day, and your mouth will get used to speaking English naturally. Shadowing trains your brain, your ears, and your voice, all at once. Technique 2. Speak to yourself daily. This sounds strange, but it's powerful. Talk to yourself in English about small things. For example, "I need to wash the dishes now." "I'm going to make some coffee." "What did I do today?" "I went to the gym, then I studied English." This is called thinking out loud, and it builds speaking confidence without fear because no one is watching or judging. Just 5 minutes a day is enough. You'll start to think in English, and speaking will feel more natural. Technique 3. Record your voice. Many learners are afraid to hear their own voice in English. That's why this technique is so important. Open your phone's voice recorder. Choose a simple topic. For example, "What I did today." "My favorite food." "What I want to do this weekend." Speak for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then listen to yourself. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. You'll notice mistakes. But that's good. It means you're learning. Over time, you'll hear your progress. And you'll feel more proud, more confident, more ready. You can even save these recordings and compare your progress each month. Technique 4. Use power phrases. When you feel nervous, have a few go-to phrases ready. These are short, useful expressions you can use in almost any situation. Let me think for a second. Can you repeat that, please? "I'm still learning, but I'll try." "Sorry, what do you mean by that?" "That's interesting. Can you explain more?" Memorize these and say them often. They will give you a way to keep the conversation going, even when your mind goes blank. That's real confidence, knowing how to handle the moment, not knowing every word. Technique 5. Celebrate small wins. Many learners wait for big success. Fluent in 3 months. Perfect English. 0 mistakes. But real confidence grows from small wins. You spoke to a stranger in English. You understood a full podcast. You joined a live conversation. You said 10 full sentences without stopping. Celebrate these. Write them down. Say, yes, I did it. Each small win gives you more strength to keep going. Final thought for this part. Confidence isn't loud. It's not about having the best accent. It's not about speaking fast. Confidence means you try even when you're afraid. You speak even when it's not perfect. You believe even when progress feels slow. Do that and your English will grow stronger every single day. Part 3. A 7-day speaking challenge to build confidence. Now that you've learned the reasons why learners feel afraid and powerful techniques to build speaking confidence, it's time to take action. Because the only way to become more confident is to practice speaking every day. But don't worry, this doesn't mean long, boring lessons. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a partner. All you need is your voice 10 minutes a day and this simple plan. Let me give you a challenge. The 7-day Speak English Challenge. Speak out loud every day for 1 week. Each day has a different goal to help you grow step by step. Day 1. Talk about your morning routine. Speak out loud and say everything you did today. I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I had breakfast. I checked my phone. Use simple sentences.
Keep it natural.
Day 2. Describe what you see around you. Look at your room, your house, the street outside. Say it in English. There's a chair in the corner. My phone is on the table. The sky is cloudy. This trains you to think in English in real time. Day 3. Record your voice. Choose a topic. My favorite food, my city, or my weekend. Speak for 1 minute. Don't stop. Don't correct yourself. Just speak. Then listen back. Notice your progress. Day 4. Shadow a short podcast or video. Find a short clip in English. Listen.
Pause.
Repeat out loud, just like the speaker. Match their tone, pronunciation, and rhythm. This builds confidence and fluency fast. Day 5. Speak with emotion. Choose 5 sentences and say them with feeling. Example. I'm so excited to be learning English. Today is a good day. I believe I can do it. Say it like you mean it. This helps you speak naturally and feel good about it. Day 6. Ask and answer questions. Write 5 simple questions like, what did I eat today? Where do I want to travel? Answer each one out loud. You're practicing real conversation skills by yourself. Day 7. Tell a full story. Talk about something that happened recently. Maybe a trip, a funny moment, or a challenge you faced. Speak freely. Don't worry about mistakes. You've practiced all week. Now it's time to show what you've learned. Conclusion. You can speak English with confidence. So, my friend, now you know the truth. Confidence doesn't come before you speak. It comes because you speak. It doesn't matter if your grammar isn't perfect. It doesn't matter if your accent is strong. And it definitely doesn't matter if you forget a few words sometimes. Because every time you open your mouth and try to speak English, you are building a new version of yourself. A version that is braver, stronger, and more confident. You don't need to wait. You don't need permission. You don't need to be ready. All you need is the courage to say, I'm learning. I'm improving. I'm speaking anyway. You don't become fluent in one day, but you do become 1% better every single time you speak. And guess what? That's enough. That's how it begins. That's how every confident English speaker in the world started. Not with perfect English, but with imperfect courage. So whether you're speaking to yourself, recording your voice, or joining a conversation, remember this. You're learning. You are growing. You are doing something many people are too afraid to do. And that's powerful. Headphone, this has been the Daily English Podcast with your host, Sam. If this episode helped you, leave a comment below. What's one sentence you're proud of saying in English today? Like, share, and subscribe for more slow, clear, and real English you can use in your daily life. Until next time, keep listening,
Keep speaking.
and always believe in yourself. You can speak English with confidence, and your voice deserves to be heard.